Alright, shalom, shalom, good morning. I'm on the way to work again, and the storm is still here, and we're in a lot of traffic. The rain's coming down, and I can barely start to see the mountains from the big and great clouds that are been surrounding it for the last, 4 days. And there's a lot of snow. It's beautiful. Hopefully we get to go up there. We've been saying that, but we really want to go before the sun comes, before the summer comes. But right now we're enjoying the winter for all the beauty that the Father has in it. So even in the storm and in the snow and in the rain, there's great beauty the Father has placed there. You know, one thing I love about the snow, if you ever been where there's a lot of snow and you see snowflakes, each and every single snowflake is an individual. It's different, just like our fingerprints. They're all different. None of them are the same. You know, the scientists have been looking at this for years and years and years, and never found one snowflake alike. So whatever the math is that they used to come up to that conclusion, that's what they've come up with, and they say that they're very distinct in the way that they're made, between the hot and the cold and the compressed air and all the stuff that it takes to make a snowflake. It's really interesting, but it's so beautiful that they're so individually made, just like us, and together they make a beautiful, beautiful background or a backdrop of just the snow coming down, so soft and beautiful, and we get to go out and play in it, play in the Father's creation. We play in all that He does and all that He's given us. You know, we play in the water. You know, we play in the sand. We play in the mountains. You know, we play in the trees. You know, I remember growing up, we used to climb trees and just see how high we can go and just have a good time. Get out there, you know, go swimming, go in the ocean, and go on the lakes, climb the mountains, do all these different things. You know, the Father has given us such a beautiful, beautiful earth. For us to enjoy His creation, because He created it for us. He didn't, you know, create the earth and then create us to take care of it. He created the earth for us to enjoy it, and we're supposed to, you know, take care of it the best we can. But just looking at what the Father has done for us, I was just, you know, at that heart of appreciation when you look at all that He's done and all that He's doing. You know, my wife is starting to get a little better now. She's not as under the weather as she's been. But just keep her in prayer. You know, I don't like seeing her sick. It's, you know, not because she's not up cleaning and cooking and all that. That's not what it's about. Me and my children would take care of that if we have to. You know, we help around as much as we can anyway. But you know, moms are different. Moms got a higher expectation of what needs to be done in the house and how fast it gets done and what gets done at what time, and she has a set schedule. So you know, she's always driven to do great. But I don't want her doing a lot right now when she's not feeling good, because I don't want it to get worse. So, you know, we gotta love the people that our Father has given us. You know, your wife, your husband. You know, and I found one thing to be true: the better you are, the more you love your spouse, the better they become, and the more they start to love you. And I don't care what side of it you're on, a husband or wife. You know, it doesn't really matter. If you both really try to focus on loving one another and enjoying one another, you will absolutely fall in love over and over again, and appreciate one another. And as you grow old together, you grow old in grace, and you grow old together, you appreciate each other. You know, we were watching a comedian. His name's Sinbad, and he's one of the few comedians that we watch because he's clean. He doesn't really cuss and, you know, bring in too much vulgarity like some of these others do. You know, he just brings out life and truth and stuff. And he was talking about his wife and how they split up, and they were divorced for several years, and they finally came back together, and now they enjoy each other even more than ever before, and they love each other more than ever before. And he said, you know, once you find that person that understands you, you know, and you understand them, and you understand each other's crazy, you can't go with no one else, because they don't understand you're crazy and you don't understand theirs. You don't get along. But with the one that you started off with, they've known for a long time, you understand each other's crazy. And it's funny, me and my wife started laughing, man, because we understand each other's crazy, you know. You know, sometimes I do things, you know, not to be mean, but I do things just to get a rise out of my wife, just to get her attention, you know. What are you doing, you know? And, you know, I always say some attention is better than none. And so, you know, I mess around with her, and we have a good time. You know, she does the same to me too, so it goes both ways, you know. And sometimes she does it a lot more than me. She does things to me that I wouldn't dare do to her. and we have a good time, you know. And we just are enjoying our family and are watching our children grow up. You know, we got two in college, and the others ones in high school, and they're coming up. Oh wow, that storm's it's coming down. I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder, but it's here. I love that. Oh man, I remember as a little child, I used to sit on top of my roof. I didn't know better. I used to sit on top of my grandpa's roof and watch the lightning and listen for the thunder. I used to love it. Just sit there like it was the voice of Elohim, the voice of God, speaking to all of Earth. You know, booming sound, and oh man, it reminds me of the Father handing down His Torah, speaking to Moses and speaking to Israel, and the booming sound it must have been, the thunder, the lightning, and awesome. But I guess I love the things, the Father's creation, and I enjoy it. We play in it. But this morning we're driving, you know, while I'm driving to work, and there's a lot of people on the road, a lot of traffic because of the rain, the storm, and the floods, and the closures of roads. But it's just, it takes time. We got time to reflect, you know, time to reflect on all the beauty the Father has given us. And I just want to, you know, making this video just so you guys can, you know, hopefully you're looking on the good side, because if you turn on the news right now, they're going to show you all the bad that the rain's doing, and, you know, all the flooding and all the damage and all this and that, you know. But we pay a lot of money for insurance and all that stuff will be recovered, except for life. That's the only thing that we got to make sure that we try to save, and we try to save one another. But other than that, this other stuff really doesn't matter. And it comes and it goes. You know, like I told my wife, I don't worry about, you know, vehicles and cars. We have so many cars, they've come and gone. You know, it's unbelievable. Probably have more cars than I've ever needed to have. But they come and go. Things come and go. I don't get mad about things when they break and things when they get, you know, messed up. It's like, oh, okay, well, whatever. You know, I remember my wife, she broke the window on my truck by accident. They were messing around, her and her friends or her sisters, or maybe it was a long time ago when I had my first truck. And she jumped on the window, and we were out, and we were out in Havasu. It was really, really hot. And so the glass was, you know, already, it get really hot. So when you hit hot glass or hot window, it'll crack really easy. Well, me and her were messing around. She jumped on the truck, and she landed on the hood, because the truck was kind of low, the little tiny Toyota pickup, and she broke the windshield. And she was so scared, you know. It's like, because you know, if it was her family, they would have been really mad at her. And I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I'm laughing, and she starts crying. I'm like, what are you crying about? She's like, broke your window. I'm like, no, who cares? It's just a crack. I'll get it replaced. It's no big deal. It cost like $110 to replace the window back in those days. You know, like, whatever. You know, we didn't have children yet, and we were just getting, you know, traveling around and stuff. And I just told her, don't worry about it. You know, I'll get it replaced. You know, these things can be replaced, but our relationship can't be replaced. And even at a young age, I understood that. And so, you know, growing up, and I try to teach my children the same thing. Hey, things come and go. Don't be so attached to them. And so when the floods come, and, you know, cars get messed up, and homes, and that, you know, it comes and goes. The Father will give you the answer for the problem. He will give you the finances for the need. He will give you the food you need to eat. He will give you what you need to survive on this earth. As long as we're being obedient and faithful to Him, He will always be faithful to us. He will always watch over us. He will always take care of us. He always, you know, man, I just you know, I'm coming. I just see this September I'll be 45. I had to recalculate. I thought I was 45 already, and we start to forget. I don't know if any of you ever had that problem, but yeah, we calculated again. I'll be 45 this September, and just in the, not a long time. It's old for some, but young for some others. I'm like right in the middle at 45, that middle age kind of place. But throughout that, I've always seen my Father be faithful to me, no matter what. You know, for me and for my wife. You know, me and my wife have been together for what, 25 years, and wow, we've seen the Father show up. Maybe even at the last minute, and maybe even when we thought it was too late. And the Father has come. He's brought the blessing. He brought the need. He, He changed the situation. He changed the atmosphere. He empowered us. He gave us everything that we needed, even in the hardest times. Yes, my Father has allowed us to go through hard times. My Father has allowed us to feel pain and suffering and shame to build us up. But it keeps you humble, and it gives you a different perspective for others that are going through things, because now your heart has compassion and you reach out and you want to help them. And then we show the love of our Father and our love for one another. And like I said, I only believe in one race, and that's called the human race. And we're all children of Elohim. We're all here to help one another. Yes, there are some wicked people in this world, but I don't focus on them. They'll have their day with the Father, and He will deal with them. Not that we just let them do whatever they want. We stand and oppose, in peace against those things the best that we can. And then things get really bad, where now they start to break down moral thinking. They start to break down freedoms. Well, then we go to war. That's a whole different story, and that's hopefully never get to that point where we're doing that. Not again. There's been times where we've actually had to do that in our future. I mean, in our past, but for our future, things will happen. The Bible does say that there will be wars, and rumors of wars, and great calamity will come. But somewhere in between that's where we're at right now. There's times for peace and joy and celebration and enjoying one another. What are we supposed to do as we're waiting for our King to come back? The Bible says to plant a tree. And what that means is you go on with your daily life and enjoy the blessings the Father has given you. Enjoy the people that Father has put around you in your life. Those are our greatest treasures. Those are going to be our greatest times. Just having one another. I love going out to different countries and meeting new people. We went to Alaska and Canada, and the people there are so awesome. Oh man, we had such a good time. Beautiful people. And they embraced us like we were family. It was just an awesome time. Very kind, inviting, open people. And you can see the tent of Abraham has been placed all around the world. And there's different people all around this world that have open tents. They'll open the doors and will embrace you like family. They will feed you. They'll bring you in. You have a good discussion, and you have celebration. You just have a good time. They'll show you around their city, show you around their nation. And you can see all the different cultures, and it's just a beautiful place. People can say a bunch of other really bad things. I'm not here for that. You got enough of that. Turn the news on if you want to hear that. Turn the radio on. Go on Facebook and other YouTubers, and you'll hear all kinds of calamity. And you know what? The human mind is always programmed to go towards the negative. And so I could put on all kinds of bad stuff right now and talk about a bunch of bad stuff, bring up all kinds of destruction and all kinds of things with the legal system. And man, I have like 10,000 views in an hour. Bring up all kinds of bad stuff and show videos of destruction. But talk about peace and love and people embracing one another, not so many views. But you know what? The Bible says this: few there be that find it. So those who find it, that path, there's a wide path that everybody goes down, but narrow is the way, and few there be that find it. And so if you're looking for that narrow way and looking for encouragement, looking for joy and happiness, looking for hope, well, stay tuned and tune in. Subscribe down to this channel, because that's what we try to give as much as we can. We have some other stuff coming up. We're going to get to the chapter 4 Proverbs, but my son and my daughters want to put some stuff on, and my wife might even get on here and just show you guys what the Father has in Scripture for us, and how we can apply His living Word, the Bible's alive, into our lives, and through all the faith and hope and grace and mercy and love and compassion and all those things that the Father has for us. Have you guys ever studied the fruits of the Spirit? Do you see complain? Do you see worry? Do you see that anywhere in there? It's not there, because that is not one of the fruits of the Spirit, not of the Ruach, not of the Holy Spirit. So if that's what's coming out of your mouth, that's what's in your mind, that's what's in your heart, What fruit is that from? What tree is that from? It's not from the tree of life, and it's not from the Father. It's from a different tree and from a different Father. So check yourself and ask the Father to search you. And if you find anything that's not of Him inside of you, to remove it. Because our focus should be on those things that are beautiful, those things that are awesome, those things that are peaceful, those things that are righteous, those things that are merciful. Right? All right. So I hope we all have enough temperance, that self-control, to focus our mind on the greatness that the Father has for us. All right. Shalom, shalom. Don't forget to be great and stay blessed. Shalom, shalom.